What's going on there, LEGO fans? Welcome back. Alex here. In this video, we're going to be building the Ultimate Collector Series Imperial Star Destroyer. This LEGO set came out in 2002 and boasts 3,104 pieces. At that time, it was the largest LEGO set produced by the LEGO Group. Now in 2018, I don't think it's even in the top 10. But this is still an amazing and iconic LEGO set, and I'm very excited to build this thing. So let's go ahead and get started. The Star Destroyer is complete. I think this took about 9 hours to build. Not incredibly difficult to put this together, but it is a bit time consuming as there is a little bit of repetition as well, but I'm not going to complain too much about that. The instruction manual is, like I said, very nice condition here, very thick and large instruction manual. The only thing I don't like about these larger instruction manuals is that they are quite hard to store them, but we'll find a good safe spot for it. Now, when I bought this from a Bricklink seller, he mentioned that there was 11 pieces missing. I looked at the list and I had all of them in my personal collection with the exception of 2 pieces, which are the stand for this little blockade runner mini model. So I think with 3,100 plus pieces, having those 2 missing that I can't get quite right now, it was not a big deal to me. Now, this set was released in 2002, so that's 16, 17 years ago, so quite some time. During that time, between 2002, 2005-ish, I think, LEGO transitioned from this old gray color that you see here to the light bluish gray that is more indicative to the Star Destroyer that you see in the image in the box. So a lot of these Star Destroyers of the day you'll see in both of those colors, but this is the old gray. I would rather actually like to have the light bluish gray. I think that's more indicative of the true color that we know and love in the Star Wars movies. But hey, all in all, I think this still looks pretty darn good. Looking at the entire ship here, it really is something to behold. Very great details. A lot of fun details I love here on the sides of these. That's where a lot of the repetition in the build comes to play. And I love, of course, the top here of this bridge. It just looks really tough looking. When I go back out and I look at this thing as a straight on shot, the only thing I really don't like about this view is having this line right through the middle. It is quite a good gap. I know the designers of the day probably did their best with this, so I don't know, it's not a terrible thing, but everything else just looks really good. Looking at the front of the ship is obviously the classic look that you of course see in the box, but my favorite part of this thing is actually the engines. I love the fact that the designers decided to keep the tops of the Lego out all the way around the engines, and you don't see the bottom of the Lego elements, which really I think adds a lot of good detail to the back. The set does not have an interior, it's actually quite hollow. It does come apart though in three parts. The top part here comes off, and then you can take this whole entire part off, revealing just the large triangle. Now this is actually how I like to transport this thing. If I do need to move it, I do remove these other two pieces, lift up this, and then just reach in and grab the frame, and then I can move it to where I want to actually have it displayed. I have seen people move this by just removing the side panel and reaching in and grabbing the frame that way. However, I think this is the least intrusive because sometimes getting these panels back on is a little bit of a pain. I've removed the top panel so we can see the interior here, which again, there's no interior, just a big fancy frame. These are the two supports that hold up the model. Now over time, unfortunately, inevitably, this area does bend quite a bit, giving way over here because of the amount of weight pushing down right here, in fact. So over time, these become very uneven. You can't really see it looking at the model from the outside, but when you take these panels apart, these get very, very lopsided. And the remedy there is to just switch the frame, turn it upside down, and have it start the, the process in reverse, or perhaps to reinforce the framing. Now, I didn't do that with my other model, and I have seen some severe bending. So if you guys have any links or suggestions on how to strengthen that, I'd definitely be willing to hear you out. Now, another thing about this model is that it uses a lot of magnets. There's magnets holding up the bottom, and I don't think if this was modeled today or if it was designed today that the designers would continue to do that, because the reason is if I go over here and I just push down over here ever so slightly, and that's not a lot of pressure, it comes apart very easy from those magnets, as you can see. So I think if this was ever re-released as a new UCS model, I'm willing to bet we'd see a very different design abandoning the magnets. All right, guys, that's going to wrap it up for this build and quick review of the UCS Imperial Star Destroyer. Hope you guys enjoyed that. And I really do hope that the LEGO Group comes out with another Star Destroyer of similar size and that they give it the label of Ultimate Collector Series. These things are just great. And this thing, again, is from 2002. So I think we're overdue for it. It would be really cool to see something like that. So anyway, I don't have this. This is not where it's going to stay. My wife is kind of eager to get her table back here, but I am working on a few things in my office to make room for this, as well as other sets of similar size. So until then, you guys enjoy your day, and we'll hopefully see you again soon. Bye-bye.